American philosopher of the 20th century, Willard Van Orman-Quine said, "The familiar material objects may not be all that is real, but they are admirable examples," meaning all that is familiar to us may not always come in the form of respect, admiration, humility, honor, moderation, morality, or even maturity, but all that is familiar and recognized in the world and by large chunks of people in societies can be considered to be actually respectful, good, meaningful, important, significant, and also as admirable and honorable in one way or another, because if all those things and all those people did not have character, authenticity, significance, morality, maturity, and other qualities and virtues inside of themselves as well as in their mind, soul, and personality, then they would not have been so familiar and well known in the world and to even ourselves in one way or another. If those things and people were deprived of moral qualities, moral action, character, and values, then they would not have been accepted and admired and recognized by the majority of people and by greater societies in the world. And that's what we need to understand. Now, the familiar material objects or people may not always be agreeable, or they may not always be worthy of our admiration, respect, humility, honor, and love, because they sometimes lack what we desire in them, but obviously they are, after all, at the end of the day, admirable examples for our lives and for what we can think, do, and ultimately achieve and become in our lives on the basis of our individual talent, intelligence, skill, knowledge, character, wisdom, maturity, morality, and other values and virtues that we seek, pursue, and develop throughout our lives, as well as in our experiences and encounters with other people in societies in one way or another. So that's how this paradox exists. Now we sometimes recognize and run after the unfamiliar objects and people, and sometimes we consider them to be worthy of our respect, admiration, and humility. We consider them admirable and respectful and humble, when in reality the unfamiliar sometimes turns out to be arrogant and aggressive and not worthy of our respect, admiration, honor. But the familiar has its foundation and pillar and meaning already set in itself that just cannot be removed or down